Right, welcome back to Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform. Now we're going on to the Emerald Cup, and there's only one of them, so we can't go super yet. Who am I going to play as, I wonder? I say that like I can't actually remember, it's Ralph. I think I remember this being a particularly bad run of this night's level, but I think it's something about Ralph's helicopter thing that I think it's got a bigger hitbox vertically speaking, and I'm not very good at taking that into account. So there's a few parts where I kind of crash into things that I shouldn't really crash into.
Is this like Sonic Adventure 2 in the casino level? No, Sonic Adventure 1 I mean.
In what sort of sense?
In the casino level, you know when you go into the...
Oh, nice.
yeah, it's that Knights thing.
Yeah,
like...
it's the same area. Like, I forget what the place is actually called, but this is actually quite representative of what this area looks like in the game Knights. And Knights is one of them games that I keep playing but I never get around to finishing. It's a fun enough game, but it's one of them that you're playing short bursts just because of how similar the levels are.
When was Knights' last game?
It was on the way, I think either 07 or 08, so about 6 years.
Oh.
I remember the Wii one didn't get that good of a reception. A lot of people much prefer the Saturn version, which is now on Xbox Live and PSN. And that's what I've been playing the original one on, because I can't afford a Saturn and I wouldn't get much from having one. Because that was another example of Sega not doing too well for themselves. Yeah.
Quite interesting to see what kind of designs they've come up with for Ralph's vehicles.
I haven't seen Wreck-It Ralph. I don't know, does he ever use anything like these in the film?
No.
Oh right, so it's purely Steve
Yeah.
pulling stuff out their arse.
Yeah, he just breaks stuff. That's all he
Yeah.
does. He ain't got any technology or anything.
What I will say about Wreck-It Ralph, like from what I've seen, is the ending theme, that Wreck-It Ralph by the Button and Garcia band. That I love that song because I follow Ozone on Twitter. He's Button and Garcia's manager, and he was tweeting about it a lot, like before the film came out, and so like I got to love that song like before the film was even out. Yeah.
Superman 64.
Yeah. Let's not go there.
Well, it's better than Superman 64, but...
Well, yeah, but let's be honest, Genital Walks are better than Superman 64.
Yeah, okay.
That game is just something else entirely. And we'll get to it one day, because I do actually own that game.
Why?
I have this thing where if I hear a game is terrible, I have to play it. So, you know.
Fair enough.
Oh, God. This section, I think this is based on one of the boss areas from Knights. I think it's kind of off Riala's kind of territory, but I wouldn't quote me on that.
It's really weird how everything's upside down and
Gives me a
stuff.
Tim Burton sort of feel.
It's a weird
to his
feel.
appearance.
Yeah, it's like there's quite a bit of that in Knights. And I think to give Lost World some credit, they did actually pull that aesthetic off in the DLC fairly well. Although the level itself was like boring as fuck.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Boss fights, but easy as shit.
Yeah, just the same boss fight recycled. Yeah, I'll get his free DLC and whatnot, but it's bad.
No wonder it's free.
Yeah, no one will pay for that shit. It's like, not even hardcore Knights fans will want to pay for that shit.
Yeah, so did you enjoy the boss fights? Yeah, they were okay. Well, how would you like this, but easier?
And just like, the main crux of the DLC is just running around through like the general like Windy Hill recolour, but with a Knights kind of reskin. And occasional grayscale filters, because that isn't jarring as fuck or anything. Anyway, this reminds me of kind of like the stage select section from Sonic Shuffle, and I know that's a really obscure thing for it to remind me of, but it does. Well, Sonic Shuffle kind of... I had a lot of fun with it as a kid, but it kind of does suck. Just think Mario Party with Sonic. That's what Sonic Shuffle is.
This reminds me of, in Generations when you fight that final boss. It's a
Oh, Time Eater.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised from the things flying around. I wouldn't be surprised if they've just reused certain assets, right?
I can see what you mean, Chris.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit, just with like the whole vortex thing there.
Yeah, it's the same kind of purple area, just...
Well, I'd say that the Time Eater Bell had more lighter colour to it, though.
Yeah, a little bit. I think the Time Eater, because there were so many like flashy effects, it kind of gave that impression, even if it was the same kind of background. Yeah. I don't know for certain if they've reused assets, it just looks very similar and it seems like the sort of thing they would do.
So I'd say that the Time Eater battle was better in the 3DS version than the Wii U.
I think we
Wait,
like
no,
that.
the-
Generation.
the 360.
360 version.
Yeah, the Time Eater, I kind of think the Time Eater battle was a shame because the rest of Generations is so great and then you've
The
got
bit
like...
they actually have to make themselves isn't that good.
Yeah.
I mean, the battle itself did feel big.
Yeah, but it's kind of, you could
Just the
do so much
execution of
more.
it, yeah. This is a creature that can distort space and time, and then it's just going for a tunnel essentially, getting ready to hit him every now and then.
Yeah, and like a multi-dimensional being, this might actually be a fair fight.
Nah, he's not Shadow.
Which is a show. Anyway, Billy Hatcher level. Oh,
He's that chicken guy, isn't he?
yeah, like I think the Billy Hatcher aesthetics are quite excellent. Hey, hey.
Not these things.
Just don't acknowledge him, Chris.
Boy, I've got these egg puns cracked.
Ignore him and he'll go away.
Well, yeah, I've got so many in my head, they're getting scrambled. Oh.
You go all day with egg puns, can't you? It's,
Yeah.
You're annoying.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm only joking.
Stop. Don't do any more.
It's like, I can tell you're really uncomfortable with this. Yeah. You can always chicken out if you want. I'm not even getting acknowledgement now, am I? Yeah, but
Have you seen the iPhone version of this, by the way?
I've seen it, I haven't played
There's
it.
an iPhone version of this?
It's actually pretty
Yeah.
good. I'm not sure if it's of the first. What's the first one before this?
Sonic and Sega All Stars Racing.
Yeah, I think it's of that, not Transformed. But that's pretty damn good, that game on iPhone. The graphics are really good as well.
It looks alright for a fun game, but I don't like playing games without buttons.
Yeah,
So
I know what
that's-
you mean, but it's pretty good as iPhone games go.
The thing with games like this on the phone is that these are the kind of games that I like to play for an extended period of time, like just because I get really into like racing around and that. But when it's on a phone, I'm really uncomfortable playing for a long period of time. It's like if you look at a lot of the games that are like really successful on the iPhone, and that like Angry Birds and that Flappy Bird game and that, they're the kind of things that you play for 5 minutes just
Yeah.
to kill time. Not
Candy
the sort of
Crush.
yeah, they're not the sort of thing that you play for like to do well or to unlock everything or whatever, are they?
I don't really like the fact that with many like iPhone games where to replace the joysticks and buttons, you got them there as like little hologram little ways.
Yeah, just
I
like
just don't like the
I
way
think it works
feels.
okay.
I've
Works
never
on
quite
some
adjusted
things,
to it.
yeah, I did actually when it was on sale. I picked up Sonic 4 Episode 1 on the old iPod and played that just out of curiosity to see how well Sonic could play, and it sucked big time. Like, yeah, if I'm going to go back to my other rant about spending time on that, I'd like to pull Atlas up for they're re-releasing Shin Megami Tensei, like the original RPG, as a phone exclusive. Like, who's going to sit down and play through an RPG on their fucking phone? I mean, seriously. Like, the thing with Shin Megami Tensei, if you're going to release that, either put it on a virtual console on like the Wii U or upload it to Xbox Live or PSN or whatever, or put it on a handheld like 3DS or the Vita. Like, it's not a phone game. Yeah. Right. Still on this track. So overall, what did you lot think of Wreck-It Ralph as a film?
Very good film.
Yeah,
Very
really good.
enjoyable.
It's about as good as Toy Story, wouldn't you say? It's like Toy Story, but with
It's
video games,
It's
right?
close.
Yeah,
I mean, Toy Story's got a big following.
yeah. Toy Story is really good, but I don't know. I thought this was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
A lot of good video game references and that.
It's just the references alone.
Yeah,
are just
the
good.
references are golden.
The actual film's pretty good as well, though.
Yeah.
Like,
I heard a lot of people. You know, there's that track in Mario Kart 8, the sweet one. I heard a lot of people saying that looks like one of the places from the Wreck-It Ralph film.
Yes, it's very
Candyland,
noticeable.
yeah.
Yes.
So I remember when Mario Kart 8 first came out, and I was just chatting to people in the Hellfire stream about it, and like my initial reaction to that track was it's Sweet Mountain from Sonic Colors, and then just got loads of people onto saying no, it's more like Sugar Rush. I'm like, okay,
It has a stronger connection to Sugar Rush, I'd say, overall. Because, like, with the Sweet Mountain, it's got more of a factory thing to it.
I guess so. Yeah.
Whereas with Sugar Rush and the new map in Mario Kart 8, you see a lot more of, like, the sweet scenery and
Well,
the
just like
cakes
a
and
fantasy
Yeah.
sweet world.
it's that's been done before, though.
Well, yeah,
loads
it's
of
been-
times, so you can't really.
Nah, it's been done a lot, but it's kind of when you get like the way it's executed, if you know what I mean. But
Yeah.
there's hundreds of sweet levels out there and whatnot, but when you've got like these colour schemes and whatever, it kind of makes it feel more distinct. Anyway, I believe this is the Jet Set Radio track. It's another game that I've been meaning to play at some point.
interesting level design.
What is the game? Jet Set Radio?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Or, I think it's actually Jet Grind Radio over here, but I hear a lot of people talking about it from the US, so I just know it's Jet Set Radio. But it's like a graffiti type game. And it's another one of them ones that kind of got lost in Sega's spamming of Sonic games.
What kind of console was it on? Or
It was on the Dreamcast and it's now been re-released on Xbox Live and PSN. And I think there's a PC version as well on Steam.
what's that game on the Dreamcast which has that? I think she's in this game, isn't she? The pink-haired woman.
Oh, Space Channel 5.
Is that? Yeah, I think
Yes.
that's it. Yeah.
I think that's a kind of rhythm action type game.
Like, what's it? The samba.
Oh
game.
yeah, similar kind of thing, just like more of a dancing thing. I think it's more like, you know, the beat matching Hatsune Miku type playing on a controller sort of thing than actual dance mat stuff, but I think it's more of a dance sim. I know Michael Jackson was in the sequel.
Was it?
Yeah. Is that an actual player? I don't know whether he's playable or just part of the plot, but there's an actual Michael Jackson avatar. No, it was also Michael Jackson in the Ready to Rumble sequel as well, which was bizarre as a fuck. That's one of them games that I played a lot years back, went back to it recently and realised that it wasn't as great as I remembered it being. And down I go.
Never a booster.
Yeah, but I got hit as I was going over it, so it didn't really register as a boost. Which is kinda annoying. Yeah. This is one of them tracks that when you do a really good run of it, it is really satisfying because you see yourself like flying over all the different obstacles and that. But when you fuck up, you know. It's that kind of thing. I'm just going to say it right now. That's why I haven't got around to either re-recording Gens or doing Unleashed for us. Because if you fuck up in the boost games, you know, and it's really jarring to watch. It might be me being over anal about it, but I've tried doing Generations, and it's like if I bump into one wall, I've got to retake it, and that is really murderous on you when you're trying to get a decent recording down. Yeah. It's kind of a bizarre thing with the day stage of Unleashed actually, in that I absolutely love the design of them, and I'd say that with the exception of a couple like Empire State and Adabat, they are some of the best levels in the series, but I can't have fun playing them because I'm so anal about it. Smack.
Yeah.
Smack. Can I make it free?
Oh, yeah.
Nearly. Smack. I'd like to point out, at this moment of recording, I've actually failed 4 driving tests. I think it shows.
I wonder why.
This is completely like driving.
Well, I suck at both, so I have a lot in common.
You're
Well,
not even driving at the moment.
now you suck at flying as well.
Yeah. I might get a pilot's license, but that's up in the air at the moment. Yeah.
Well, keep training on this, Harry, and you might do well.
One day. That was a track that I came fourth in. I will say that the Wrecking Ball he's got at the back of his truck is a tag jarring. You know, it's like when you're driving around and you see that swinging all over the place, it can kind of make you misjudge your turns.
It feels like it's just going to tip his car over.
It does, but there's actually no physics to it whatsoever. It's literally just like a graphic object.
Mm.
But because you got in your head, you think Wrecking Ball, that's going to be heavy. Shit. And now we're going on to one of my favourite tracks, which is obviously one of my favourite tracks because I love the Sky Sanctuary aesthetics so much.
Yeah.
Although obviously it's not yellow enough.
Like Generations, right?
Yeah, because this is reusing assets from
there's
Gens, isn't it?
Knuckles.
Yeah. And it is Knuckles' Sky Sanctuary, to be honest, isn't it? I think it's in relation to his island. So, yeah.
Yeah. Compare Knuckles to his new design.
Knuckles' new design is... he's OD'd on steroids, that's what it comes down.
Combine his new design with the way he acts, it does make him seem more noticeable as the big, strong, dumb guy in many ways.
Like, yeah, he has... There's something I was talking to a few people about the other day, actually, and the fact that Knuckles has completely flanderised, doesn't he? If you think back to Adventure, he's always been a bit thick, a bit gullible.
Yeah.
But it's kind of... They had the chance to be subtle with that kind of thing because Adventure, and to an extent Adventure 2, they actually gave him story. Whereas now, because he's never majorly part of the story, he's always kind of a side character, to be able to get that across, they can't be subtle, can they? Because they haven't got enough, they don't give him enough screen time to do that. So now, if they want to show Knuckles as a fake character, they've just got to go really blatant. And with Boom, because they're going more for the young kids audience, they're going to want to kind of do that again, even though they are using him. Because, like, obviously, if they make him more obvious, he connects to kids more. Yeah.
Yeah, but I still think that... Well, I think that really the bandages don't stand for the athleticism and adventurous side of them.
It's meant to be sports tape,
Yeah,
but it's
meant to be
still...
sports tape. I just say it's bandages from the plastic surgery.
Yeah, that kind of...
It makes more sense.
Actually, it makes more sense than anything Sega could explain to us, so
Yeah.
we're all with that.
Why are you wearing all that tape and that? Oh, we're adventurous. Well, why has Knuckles changed so much?
That was all the steroids.
Yeah.
Before Knuckles is allowed in the game, we're going to require him to take a drug test, just to be safe.
He's going to be angry throughout the game, isn't he?
Well, he passed, he got a positive. First test Knuckles ever passed in his life. I love that, just like the idea of Knuckles as just like, not even just steroids, but a flat out stoner. That would be entertaining as all fuck. Although, to be fair, then he would be kind of impinging on Big the Cat's territory.
Oh, God.
That still cracks me up, the fact that he actually has a huge weed leaf at the end of his bed in SA1. It's like, Sonic Team, you're not being subtle about this at all, are you?
Explains
And
lot,
that's
though.
how Silver was created.
Yeah. It's like, I'd love to do that, like, Big just like trying to light up Silver's head. I want to see this. But according to Azuka, I think Big the Cat is officially like written out now. Like,
God.
yeah. Although I'm still not entirely comfortable. I want an official video of Big the Cat getting slaughtered just to be safe.
Yes.
Slower, not even like shot.
Would have been
or...
good if, like, in Crisis City in 06, you're walking around and then suddenly there's just the skeleton of Big the Cat there. It's like, yeah, he died.
The frog would be happy.
Try Big for Mario Kart 9. That's how I could see that happening.
Tried.
Froggy absorbs the power of Iblis.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, yeah, could we remake Sonic 06 and have Froggy as the final boss?
Yes.
This isn't even my final form.
I have erased Big the Cat from all of history. Love me.
Froggy is the best Sonic character.
Froggy has the most tolerance.
Yeah. He's the best because of the backstory we've created for him.
You can't help but feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
You can tell he's a tortured soul.
Can we just, like, given that Sega don't want to use Big and Froggy anymore, can we just assume that our story's canon?
Yes.
Because I could live with that.
He wanted to be part of chaos and rule the world due to how tortured he's being.
Yeah, that sounds a bit chaotic. I'm not even going anywhere near funny anymore, am I?
You were never near it in the first place.
Anyway, if we're being chaotic, then we're going to have to spend the rest of our days trying to find a computer room. Right?
Oh,
I love that quote so much.
the best way to hack a computer is, of course, to karate chop it.
Yeah. But no, we've got to go into space to find a computer room.